baby, won't you sail with me out on the rolling sea? We'll find some place to go, maybe down to Barbados. It's an island off somewhere in the middle of nowhere, sailing to freedom, you and me.
Oh, good people. Time for a little bit of cutting, grinding and welding, perhaps? We have 4 people back on my boat. We're looking at the helm seat, water collection / handrail today, and some final hull welding. Time for an excursion, people. I got my stylish sunnies on. It's bright, it's bloody hot. I noticed a square rigger in the floating dry dock. So let's see if we can push our way on. And when I say push my way on, I mean in the most diplomatic way, because it is a military shipyard and I could get locked up. So from my initial observations, it looks like a bark. Now I'm not sure what type, because there's a bunch of types. There's a jackass bark, there's a barkentine and a schooner bark. There it is. I must admit, I hope it's jackass bark, because then I can say jackass a lot, because it's an educational program, as you know, educational. And I'll be able to say jackass as much as I like, because it's actually an accurate description of the bark. But I don't think it is. I think it's a fully fledged bark ship. Mind you, it's hard for me to tell when I'm on the wrong dock. So let's see if I can go to that one. There doesn't seem to be anyone there. Maybe I can just walk on and not be hassled. Usually if I'm filming this way, they just jump on me like, you know, like Oprah on a baked ham. All right, let's see if we can get in there. Don't mind me, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not trying to flout any military laws. Just want to look at a nice old ship. It's not wood, it looks steel to me, but let's go check that out too. This 1,000-ton sailing ship was built only in 2015 by a Polish company in Gdansk, Poland. It was then sailed to Nha Trang by a mixed group of Polish and Vietnamese sailors. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a jackass bark ship, because the first 2 masts are square rigged and the aft mast is fore aft rigged. And there's no ladder. Jackass. Jackass, jackass. I suppose I could just go there and jump in and swim. I think the Vietnamese have eaten all the crocodiles. Oh well, I'll go back over there. Maybe I can do some close-up stills with my phone camera. I do want to say one more thing. Jackass. Bark shit, people. I'm referring to that. Educational. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm probably not allowed on here, but let's give it a crack. Let's just pretend we know what we're doing. It's 220 feet long and 33 feet wide and a draft of 13 feet. It has 1,400 square metres of sail and needs 30 crew to sail her. It also has 4 automatically controlled 12.7mm machine guns. I'm putting in an order of one of those and I'll see what happens. How cool is that? What the hell was that? Caterpillar larvae, anyone? Grasshoppers, gonads, perhaps? Worms, willies? Cockroach? Come on, people, when's the last time you had a cockroach? What was tragically left off the food pyramid was bugs, people. That's right, a daily dose of bug is in your interest for a longer life. Most probably left off the pyramid because no one had a farming the bugs for bugs' sake, and they therefore couldn't lobby the government. Yes, I know, people, a very cynical view, but a correct view of how the pyramid actually came to being. I'm gonna eat some bugs, people. It's gonna be great. $1 for each one. She didn't put it in the original order, but I insisted, people. Oh, you cook it. They're cooking it up some more. All right, got it. There you go. Sailing into freedom, eating bugs. Let's try cicada. Bloody good. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a frog. Oh, look, it's a frog. And look at the legs are going. Look. Ribbity, ribbity. Baby frog. That's good too. Does anyone want to try a cockroach? Let's go head first. But how do you like your cockroach, good people? Sauteed, fricasseed? I gotta get rid of the wrapping first. Good. Tastes like the garbage it's been eating. I'm just kidding. Actually tastes good. Who would have thought? Grasshopper? The cockroach is hard to get through the carapace. I don't know what that is. Tastes good. This guy behind wants to eat bugs too. Oh. Some kind of larva. Oh. The cockroach's carapace has got stuck in my throat. Little grub. And another grub. That's a different taste. Still good. Right. There you go, people. You can eat insects. That was about $2.50 worth of culture. Top stuff? Well done. All the lovely ladies here were laughing at me this morning. This is your fruit of Vietnam today. I was asking the lady, can I eat it at the market? And she goes, I don't think she understood. But apparently, if the ladies didn't warn me, I would have turned out this colour in my skin. This is a dye, people. So there you go. To all the people that like to read a little bit instead of watching this rubbish on YouTube, sorry, quality YouTube viewing, Have you heard of a guy called Webb Childs? Now, this guy, this is my type of sailor, although I think he's way beyond me. He's one friggin' tough cookie. He sailed around the world in an open boat, a tiny open boat. Basically, his autopilot was his under armpit. He'd stick the tiller under his arm, he'd wrap himself in a tarp, and he'd go to sleep and he'd go sailing. Now, what do I like about him? He's written 7 books. He's been married 6 times. I think he's now been around the world, circumnavigated by himself 6 times as well. I used to joke when he went around the 5th time, every time he marries, he goes, right, I need to get this out of my system, and then he sails around the world to get it out of his system. But apparently he's happily married now, but he's a bit of a tragic figure. Look, he's what all of us want. He wants to be loved by a beautiful woman that goes sailing with him. And unfortunately, he's had a bad run. Or maybe he has a good run. I don't know, 6 times married. Good run, bad run. But he wants to be loved. He wants to go sailing. And it's this love of the sea, the love of a woman. He just can't get it to mesh. Well, maybe he has at the moment. I don't know. But what I like about him, he's tough, he's honest. I mean, when you read his stuff, it's not sensationalist rubbish like you see now on YouTube and people big noting themselves. He underplays everything. And you can just tell when he's saying, for example, he once experienced a very, very strong wind. He didn't even hazard a guess at the speed of the wind. He just said it was a very strong wind. And the way he underplays it, and it's probably a bad example, you just know that he's a true sailor, apart from all this rubbish out there, including myself, people. I'm part of the rubbish, but I'm learning, I'm trying to get better. So what I urge you to do, I enjoyed reading. I haven't read all of his books. I've read about 4 or 5 of them. There will be a spoiler alert. I want to tell you one story. He's got some good wit about him. He's also being interviewed on YouTube, although I think his books are better. Now, what was I saying? I can't remember what I was going to say. This is what happens when you're stressed out with gear coming in and problems with... let's not go into it. You know, it's sailing into freedom. We don't have the smoothest sailing run. Look, read his stuff. I will tell you one bit of his story. He just broke up with apparently his love of his life. I think he was... this was just after his Lord Howe Island trip. If you haven't been to Lord Howe, you've got to go to Lord Howe. It's off the eastern part of Australia's coast. And he finally got a boat fully rigged up, perfect, to his luxurious standard. It's probably way more than what you'll read in all of his books. But he finally got the boat. And I think he had that because he wanted to have a girl on board and the love of his life and go sailing. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to be loved and go sailing at the same time? It's just a difficult combination, people. Anyway, so he got this boat, it's all ready, and he set out again, and he was lonely, he was depressed. And I think he was somewhere, he was in the off the eastern part of America. Spoiler alert, if you want to read his books, and you don't want me to wreck the story, just fast forward for the next minute and a half. He pulls out the intake for the motor and the boat starts filling up because he wants to die. He's sad. He wants to, he wants to die. Anyway, so the boat literally sinks beneath him. Now, I can't remember, I don't think he had a hat either. There was 2 things that happened after that. So he's sitting in the water and he's going, Well, he starts treading water, and eventually it's going to happen. Eventually it'll conquer him. But he's going, oh, gee, I really need a hat. And he was getting thirsty. He wanted to kill himself, but he didn't want to die of thirst. And so in the end, he started swimming. Of course, he was in the Gulf Current, and so that's taking him a long way. And he eventually came up to a fishing boat or something like that. And for the fact, yes, he wanted to die, but he didn't want to die of thirst. So he got on board and had a drink. But anyway, he got over that, and I think he married again. And then, of course, he sailed around the world again. Look, he's an interesting guy. I think he's one of the true sailors out there. He's tough as nails. You ought to check him out.